Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to the channel. So this is going to be a little bit of a different format because I had some technical issues with my previously lovely recorded vlog. I was so proud of that vlog and then the sound was awful. Not because I have a new mic, but because I had my camera plugged in and that electric buzz just completely distorted the sound. So much so that even with all the distortion that not distortion, but noise canceling that I put into it in my DaVinci Resolve program, and then I exported that video and gave it to my boyfriend who has a degree in computer science and even, did some audition stuff on it. It was still pretty nasty. And so I will re-record the vlog, but it'll be a bit shorter and less polished since I have my computer right here so I can actually read what I want to say, because I do have a tendency to forget to mention things. But I'll do my very best to make the vlog equally interesting and fun. So here we go. Today we're going to talk the fear of being judged. And I think many of us understand that fear very well. And if you're a creator or an artist, then you might even feel that a little bit more. I know that I certainly do. And as we all have a tendency to put ourselves in the spotlight because we want to share the art that we make, it of course makes it easier for people to judge us. And that can be a very paralyzing thought or idea in our heads, but it doesn't have to be something that stops us from doing what we love. At least in my opinion. If anything, the world needs your uniqueness, it needs your ideas, your creativity, anything that you can bring to the community to share some beauty and some, good spirits. So this vlog is here to make sure that even if you feel that fear of being judged, that you feel strong enough to keep going and to actually put yourself out there, because the world truly needs. So first and foremost, there are 3 little phrases that I use whenever I feel this fear coming up. First one is, most people are actually really decent. I think I just tapped my mic and I hope that wasn't super loud. But most of us are really very decent people. And I know that social media gives us, the very edges of the wide spectrum, which of course can be a bit intimidating, but out of the 8 billion people that are on this planet, most of them are actually totally fine and nice. And to me, that's a very comforting thought. Secondly, there will always be people who love your content. Then there will always be people who really don't like it, and there'll be people who couldn't care less. So you might as well do something that you love and put it out there for the people that will, like it and gain something with it, because that's in the end why we do it. So don't let that minority of people who don't like it, well, just leave them be. That's totally fine. And then thirdly, imagine if you have a friend and you know that they want to create something and they've been stopping themselves from doing it, and then at one point you see them going for it. Are you going to cheer them on? I think you are. And that's something that you deserve as well. Please don't drag yourself down because you think that people might be opposed to it, or they might be judgmental, or maybe, straight up mean. That says more about them than it says about you. Constructive feedback is always great. Try and implement it and see if you can make it better. But in any case, if you have an idea, don't let the fear of maybe having some negative comments or feedback hold you back of setting the first step or taking the first step. The world really needs your abilities. Then, of course, our biggest armor against fear of being judged, that's our self-esteem. I'm stating the obvious here, I know. And building self-esteem comes from 2 sides. 1 from you, and 2 from the people that surround you. So if you feel like you have a problem with trusting your own capabilities, which I certainly do, this is really a big topic for me, and I'm working daily onto trying to feel more confident in what I'm doing, then it really starts with the way you're talking to yourself on a daily basis. And just trying to be aware of your thought process and the way you analyze things that you're doing, that can already help a lot. Like, try and just see, are you being constructive or are you tearing yourself down? Are you being kind towards yourself or not? All these little things, and try and gently, if you notice that there are negative tendencies, try and gently change them into something positive. You really deserve the best constructive feedback from yourself. Be your own best friend in this, and that will definitely help build your self-esteem. And then your surroundings. I know that many people are dealt different cards, and some of us have the best possible surroundings around them, and some of us really don't. So yes, in that aspect, life is a bit unfair. But if you feel like you don't really have the people around you that support you, that cheer you on, that share your ideas, or that you can just bounce ideas back and forth with without feeling like you're being, I don't know, downsized for your creativity, then it might just be the sign for you to change your environment and try and make new friends and try and seek out the people that are like-minded. The faster you do that, the easier it's going to be to build your self-esteem. There's also one little sentence that I found the other day, and I don't remember who said it or where I read it. So if you know this sentence, and you know the people or the person who said it first, then comment it in the comments below, and then I can actually refer to this person. But here it is. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And that includes yourself. And that's a big little extra footnote there. But no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. I can take a lot of energy from this sentence. It really, if I have the clarity of mind to think of it before I step on stage, then it really gives me a bit of ease, and it helps me center. So I figured if it was helpful to me, then it will probably also be helpful to some of you. And then, lastly, I think this is one of the bigger lessons that we learn throughout our lives, and some days it goes better than other days, but the only person that you should compare yourself to, that's the you of yesterday. And again, I might be stating something that you've heard a lot, but it might not have clicked yet. So here are 3 little stages that I go through. And if everything goes well, then I only even have to ask myself the first question, which is, did you grow? And if the answer is yes to that, then awesome, you nailed it. It's really nice. But note that I said, did you grow? Not did you succeed, did you grow? And that's a really, really big difference that you need to make between the two, because success is built upon failure upon failure upon failure until you learn everything that you need to know to actually get it right. Please don't let the fear of failure hold you back. And I know it's a big one, and in our society, we're not really, cheering on people who fail. If anything, we punish them in schools. But the sooner you understand this and you're like, okay, this is not about my ego. This is about me actually growing, learning the skills that I need to learn to become the best version of me and my artistry, then it actually takes a lot of the pressure off and you feel a bit more okay with failing. Of course, it's not a nice feeling, but it gets nicer the more you do it. And that's also something that can help you get over this fear of being judged. It's not about success right away. It's really about learning along the way and growing in your process. Now, if the answer to this question was no, then here comes the second one. Did you say the same? Cool. In that case, maybe you can just assess, okay, what did I do? And what can I maybe do differently next time to make sure that I grow a bit more? And then if the answer to this one was no, then you go to the last question, which is, did you regress? And that's interesting. What made that happen? It could have just been that this was a day that you needed to rest because you were just completely dead from the work that you did throughout the week. And in that case, I wouldn't even assess that as being or having regressed. If anything, if you then took the rest that you needed, you probably did something really, really nice for yourself. And if you don't do that very often, then in that case, I would say that you've grown. That was a really long sentence, and I hope that still makes sense. But those 3 little stages to go through actually really helped me into staying on course and, you know, leaving things out that I don't need and adding things in that I do need, and becoming a better artist and vlogger and everything. Let me see if I have forgot to mention anything. Not really into the aspect of learning to compare the you of today to the you of yesterday. But if anything, I need you to remember that you are unique, and therefore, yes, you can find idols and people who have done a similar path as to what you want to do, but don't try and completely mirror them. Stay true to your uniqueness. Be fearless in getting it out there. It's not an easy thing, and it requires a lot of energy. But if you have a message to share, a skill that you want to share with your community, beautiful paintings that you make, music that you make, don't let the fear of being judged hold you back. The world truly, truly needs what you have to bring. And if you're doing something that excites you and scares you at the same time, in my mind, that's the universe telling you that you're on the right path. Which might mean that I'm crazy, but I don't think so. The best things have happened to me when I took action on an idea that I had in my head that really excited me, but also terrified me at the same time. And it brings you wonderful, wonderful things if you just stick the course. So this was a vlog, but in super condensed form. This was also really difficult, actually, to keep talking and not lose track of time, but I had my laptop right here, and if needed, I could cheat a little bit. In any case, I hope that this was helpful to you. If you liked it, then maybe you want to give it a thumbs up or leave a comment below. It's always lovely to hear from you, so please don't be shy. Maybe you want to subscribe to the channel. In that case, that would be awesome. Welcome to the family. Or you might want to take it up a notch and go all stars and become a patron, which in that case, that is so amazing. Thank you for even considering that. If you are a patron, I need to thank you personally for your support. And thanks to you, I could invest in some better equipment. Also, this guy has made it to the equipment family, I suppose. So thank you so much for your support. You really make it easier for me to do what I need to do to share my artistry. So thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. And hopefully that'll go as planned and I don't have to reshoot like I did today. Have a lovely rest of your weekend and see you next time.